Greetings everyone, it is the 6th episode of Egestate Season 2, and I'm finally doing something that's been long overdue for me. I've been putting it off for a lot of time, and as you can see I have my render distance quite low now, because I can't see the witch farm perimeter fully. Actually, I don't think I've ever shown you this, did I? No. So I made this about 2 weeks into the season. Yeah, it was exactly the 2 weeks mark of the season when I finished the farm, when it first dropped a witch down this shaft here. And it's been on my to-do list for the longest of times now. The second thing on the list is to clean up the whole perimeter. And I mean the lava and all that. Let me quickly ramp it up, because I have it down because for some weird reason being in this area creates a weird lag pattern. Nothing like I've ever experienced in Minecraft before, actually. Might be something new related to 1.15. I've been grinding away, making those walls kind of flat. I don't really have to, but I want to see it with flat stone walls, and then I'll use a machine to get everything covered with concrete powder. I've chosen to use yellow, red and white concrete powder because of the free dust items the farm makes. Oh, you shouldn't be here. Which is glowstone dust, redstone dust and sugar. They all have this, yeah, like a pile of dust texture, so I figured, yeah, I'll use those three colors. I'll use a machine, of course, designed by Mango. It's a pretty sweet conveyor belt system. I've calculated that I'll need 24 shulker boxes of concrete, and yeah, those are all of the colors together. So we'll need a third of that for each color. I'll get that sorted out later. First, I need to use up all of the sand to cover the lava in here. And yeah, that's been my life for a couple of hours now, and I've barely even made a dent in the lava. I've been so unlucky with the positioning of this. There's so much of this lava here. Anyways, enough of me rambling. I'll come back to you when I have made a considerable amount of progress. Oh wow, I just heard this switch in here. I decided to take a look, and wow, it's a fossil. Oh, I shouldn't have touched the coal, right? Because it sometimes replaces... Oops. I've ruined it. Okay. Wow, my first ever fossil. It's nice. Is it... Oh, there it is. Oh, it's quite big. Ah, cool. Okay. As you can see, my render distance isn't completely down. Okay, back to grinding. And the grind is, well, pretty much finished. As you can clearly see, all the walls are grinded down. They are nicely, well, how do I say, flat, without any bumps, at least going inwards. And this thing going all the way around the edge is the conveyor belt system that will pretty much build the entire wall. Now the clock and basically the heart of the system, where I'll be standing AFK placing blocks is here, and here I have chests for the concrete. It has the capacity for 12 boxes, shulker boxes, and I need 24 boxes, so I'll probably be AFKing here in like 2 separate occasions. I'll finish it in today's episode, but for the rest of it, I'll just be, AFKing, not doing much, because I have all the sand, which is in a chest in here. I need to just buy the gravel. I don't feel like gathering it myself, so I'll just message Nico. So let me quickly jump over to the redstone world with those things, and I'll show you how it's going to look like. So I've finished, and yes, it works great. I had a couple of problems at first. There was a little thing on the corner. This module here was too close to this thing. So the piston moving back and forth moves those 2 blocks in here. Those 2, right? So they can't move in front of the observer, or otherwise the piston would get stuck for some reason. And I had it go up to this point and then stop, basically. So I repaired it, and then I went to check for all the other corners. I had it too close in here, so I had to move it back. Also move it back. And the last corner is actually okay. And then I had some very weird trouble in here when it would just stop in here. Like, this module wouldn't work at all. I have no idea why. Oh, now I do, because I actually went ahead and removed a block from, I believe, no, it wouldn't stop here, it would stop here, and I had a block here, and it can't be here, because then it's over the push limit, I believe, and it won't work in here, because the modules need to, I don't know, work together or something. At least that. Anyways, I managed to get it to work, and this stops here, actually. Yeah, and I can fill up the last strip manually. It won't be that big. But yeah, this whole thing will be randomized with those 3 colors, as I said. Okay, let me actually go AFK on the server and actually build it. And another thing I want to show you before I actually hop on to the perimeter to build it is this little thing right here. We started yesterday, and those chunks are killing me. We started it yesterday. It's a monument for 1-year anniversary of our server existing, or our community existing. I was there on day 1. Not many of us were, but are here with us today. But yeah, the idea is that we started with the first structure, or a structure that is similar to the very first structure that was on the server on season 1. That was basically a cobblestone shack for basic first few nights storage. So this is the base, and now whatever you think fits, you just build off. So this is the building palette of the town hall. Later there will be probably someone will make towers, more buildings in here. The idea is for it to be as chaotic as possible. And yeah, Lumik came over and made the mushroom. I think Nico will be doing some. Come on, what are those lag spikes? Is this a chunk border? Yeah, of course it is. He'll be coming over and making some oak and oak and birch houses or rooms, I believe. I'll make also an airship as it was my base in season 1, and hopefully I'll get a few screenshots of it on the screen right now in the corner somewhere. And I'll be working on it on and off, and we'll show you the finished product, as the idea for this whole thing is to be a museum once it's done. So everything I have stored in my back door's trophy room, I have quite a lot of shulker boxes with historically named items from the whole season basically. We'll have it stored here, and there'll also be books regarding history of the server so far and all that. It's pretty nice to have. I think it's not much as of now, but I'm sure we will get some more. Then I'll make probably another building here, make a rope bridge or something. It's all meant to look very chaotic, as I said. I'm repeating myself, so let's actually get on to the perimeter wall building. Going on another tangent line in this episode, I'm not going to finish the proper perimeter walls today. I just finished gathering up some leather, and let me tally up how much exactly I have. Actually, I made some space in my storage system. Wait. Diorite? Who... I'm speechless. Who did this? Is it all the way? Oh, even here? No, so... How much time did it take? Is this... Oh, even the one in the corridors as well? Come on. The rain is making it... Oh, apparently not everything. You made some here, whoever did it. Oh. Oh no. Well, now scrap the monument idea and the armor stands and everything. I'm going to... I have to... Man. That's some commitment right there. I don't know what to do right now. All the way around everything. Jeez, I wonder who did it. Are there any notes somewhere? No? Some sales, but... Nothing. No one even cared to brag about that time they turned the whole GHA factory into the block of diorite. Okay. It'll go another... Okay, so why I was here. Leather, where is it? Here. Okay, that's few good stacks. 6 and then some and a half. Okay. Actually, I don't need this, and the cow head will go in here. Also, I don't know why I have those selected. I don't have space for them. Oh, I have some leather in here. Good. And the cow head, I don't have space in here either. Alright. the other way around. I think it's time to do a little bit of investigating. And there were other shenanigans as well. This, the monument place, as you can see, it's expanded. This is pretty much unchanged since the last time. This is the block I built later. This as well. This is my job too. And here will be the exhibit of this season. It has a lot of space, a lot of floors. I'll get some probably elevators, water bubble elevators. Those are the best in terms of space because I want to have as much space in this as possible. And you will have exhibits and books about this current season. Up to this point, of course. Here will be the season 1 exhibit, and we plan to have some other ones as well. Here's the GHA and my history thing. The proper book which will explain everything is not written yet. Every single book for the main book for the exhibit will be written at a later time, because it would be nice having like references in each book. Like, oh, I mentioned this player now, you'd like to more know about him? Go to the players exhibit and read his book. But that's the idea. So they'll all be written around the same time. So here's 3 members of the GHA. Here's a piston I took from the witch farm. And I took great care not to get it mixed up. So I took a piston spare, placed it somewhere, picked up the proper piston, placed it somewhere else, picked up the other one and placed it back in the witch farm. The same goes for the piece of the GHA factor, which now is the one last reminder. Good thing I took it, because it's an actually original piece before the prank. Anyways, here's the banner and some books. Here's the keycard and the book that was in the now closed book wood store. If you want to read it out, I'll just go through the book if you haven't seen it. If you're playing, and if you're not playing, you're just a viewer, then of course you haven't seen it. And yeah, I just a moment ago realized that those chapters won't work. I'll have to replace the bottom block with leaves, or I mean of the bottom block of leaves with like a composter or something. And the shenanigans I mentioned at the beginning of this clip is this: the first manufactured GHA God armor set. It got stolen. It got stolen. Now it's returned because a friend of ours came back on the server and decided to do some shenanigans, apparently. I got a little bit upset, and Annie, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I may have come off as angry or very upset. I just wanted to make some, museums, and I was having none of that because you didn't even leave like a note. You could have just sent me on a wild goose chase around the map trying to find this. Instead, you just placed the leather armor instead and set ablaze this banner, which can't be done right now because it's sitting and not hanging from the wall. Okay. And yeah, I wrote on Discord that I want this back, 24 hours, and he left it in here saying that he's back. So I might suspect him to be responsible for the diorite misfortune, and now I have to go over. Okay, you know what, I'll do it straight away. I'll be right back. Okay, so here I am making armor for the minigame, and look who comes in and says, "How's the factory?" Cabbage. We got him. So it's him. So I'll get the armor and the bows for the minigame ready. Actually, I don't think you... No, I don't know. Probably I'll put in the final video the clip about the minigame before this one. So you probably know I need to get the gear ready for the minigame, and I have nearly all the books at my villagers. Alright. Yeah, and here's the rest of the letter. I may have said that it's for armor stands at the monument, and that's true. There's still also a lot left, but my initial intent when I was farming the cows earlier were those pieces of armor here. For each team, if you will. Alright, so let me just continue on working. Well, revenge is sure is sweet. Look at this. I turned all the birch and oak to jungle and acacia wood respectively in Nico's mansion. Even I went yeah. Oh, I'm excited. I went as far as to even replace all the signs and stuff. Everything is replaced, so I need to just wait around for the other items to despawn. I had to adjust some, place back some paintings and adjust some armor stands afterwards. I needed to use some pistons to get some blocks in place, but it's all changed. Yeah, in retaliation for the diorite thing. Yeah, I'm a little bit on the edge right now because he can be on any second now. Burn all the evidence where he will see if he wanted war. Well, he has. He definitely found it. It is war then. Man, this episode really is jumping from project to project, right? Oops. This is a minigame I talked about earlier. The one that I was preparing the armor pieces for. It's a basically a bow minigame. You have two arenas that are identical to each other. In relation to each other, they're identical. And there are a lot of ways to jump around and all, and you're supposed to shoot the other players off of the map, because the bows, they don't do damage, they do knockback. They have punch too, and the armor is projectile protection, and there's no power on the bow, so of course you get launched off, and that's how you lose a single life, which is represented by the ender pearls, which are used to get back onto the arena. And of course you can do it the fast way, just from down here after you get knocked off, or the slower way when you get up to the tower, which is more, well, easier to land and then the pearl, if you're not good with them. And that was like 3 weeks ago, I believe, when I recorded the last clip. So there's something else that's consuming us, and that's this. The hide and seek minigame, which I started making. I made the shells of the 3 big buildings like 5 months, 4 months ago. Probably 5 or 6. It was one of the first things I made besides the spliff there. Anyways, the point is of this game, it's not really settled yet. I haven't written the rules and all that. It's going to be of course, hide and seek, so you can hide in a lot of places and all. And the seeker will have a crossbow with spectral arrows, so every time someone gets hit, they're considered found and join the seekers. So it's pretty standard hide and seek rules, I'd say. And there's going to be a lot of short sight lines, so this feels pretty open right now, right? But it's not finished. Of course, the roads need to be done. There will be a lot of bushes and little things like, I don't know, little fences. There will be some animal pens, a chicken coop or something in here. This is not finished. This still needs to be done. And a lot of like carriages, carts, trees, bushes, I said already. The tavern there has a lot of passages like in paintings, in wardrobes in different rooms and all that. It's all really, really nice. How this looks, the door is just under the stairs. Here you can go and traverse everything. You can jump in here, close that, oops, yeah, you can close that and exit like this. And then we can jump on top, for example. Of course, there are paintings in here to escape. The balconies, you can jump out of them. A lot of stuff. And there's an underground area as well, because it like 2 level, right? So the surface with all the little things that will be built here, little potential hiding spots. Of course, even standing behind something will be viable, because your nick won't be visible above your head. Of course, I can see mine, but that won't be the case. There will be armor stands with our heads around to, you know, add confusion for someone who doesn't know the map. And of course, you can go around buildings. Oh, it's pretty dark in here. I better light it up. You can go inside a lot of stuff, like here. This is actually an entrance to the underground area. I will make a little corridor here, and as you can see, there's some stuff in here. Some, of course, rooms with short sight lines, another place, more places to hide. A lot of visual clutter, so it's not easy to spot players. And as I was saying, the like surface area and underground area will be able to be basically closed. Oh, hello. Where is you dead yet? So this is the first piston door, because it's, yeah, every single one is a 1 block gap. Like for instance, the labyrinth goes to the cemetery or graveyard next to the church, to one of the open graves, and it's just a 1 drop. I believe that's like here. And the well, which you probably saw in front of the tavern, has this 3x3 piston trap door, which can open and close this. So with a single switch later, in front of all that, when the preparation area will be... Oh, it's dark already. Like in here we'll have a lobby for this minigame. Will be a switch that closes or opens all of the passageways to the underground area, so we can play on the smaller map basically. And this is going to be so fun. But I need to actually get this episode out, because I have so many clips for this. I need to cut something, because in a rare state as it is now, it's nearly 40 minutes, I believe. So I'll have to choose and pick and cut some stuff out. Okay, anyways, thank you very, very much for watching. Consider liking or disliking and possibly even subscribing this video. Again, thank you very, very much for watching, and goodbye!